Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Figures of Action Reviews, and I'm coming back again after a long hiatus, man. I had some things I needed to work out. I had to break a few boxes out, and as you can see, I got the ladies of G.I. Joe and VALAVERSE Action Force sitting right in front of us. It was asked by a commenter in one of my previous videos, hey, why don't you compare the ladies? And you know what? That was a good idea, and it's a good topic to get on top of because, I mean, man, when you compare the older versions of some of the older models of the G.I. Joe Classified series and the retro cards against the Action Force figures, I mean, you can make some pretty good, decent comparisons. And I just wanted to bring that to you and satisfy that commenter their request. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I mean, now, if you were to ask me which one I prefer, which line, I'm gonna straight out tell you, it's gonna be VALAVERSE. It's gonna be the Action Force females. That's because they're a little more detailed and their accessories. I've already mentioned that. I told you, I'm biased when it comes to accessories. So when you open up that pack and you get that, that Eclipse, or you get your female trooper, or you get Pandora. I'm still waiting on Kill Switch, by the way, Bobby Valor. I mean, come on, bro. I know you said you was gonna possibly do it at a later date, but I really need you to bring out that Kill Switch so I can complete my female collection. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, nothing against G.I. Joe Classified. There really isn't. I mean, you have the Scarlet. See this Scarlet over here? Scarlet right there. That is the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins movie, Scarlet, and I think she's pretty well done. I mean, I really do. I like her outfit. I like her uniform. She has posability, and her articulation is pretty dope. So, I mean, there's not a problem. Even with the Classified series Lady J right here, I picked her up at Ollie's for about $12.99. And, there's that retro card Lady J that Walmart had. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, between those two figures, this Lady J right here is a better figure. And that's because the retro card Lady J feels like a stuck, you know what, it might as well just be a statue, because it feels like a stuck piece of plastic, and it's hard all over, man. I mean, it's hard trying to pose it, articulate it. I could go dig it up for you, but mine, when I spread the legs and I was trying to, get it to stand and do different positions, and I happened to just see in between the crease that the ball joint had turned white in between the legs, which is basically indicative of that it is about to snap and break. So I don't even use that figure anymore because it has that issue. It has a lack of articulation. It's very stuck. I've tried heating it up, and it's just very, very stiff. However, I've had multiple Classified series Lady J's, and they all the same. The knees bend nicely, the arms bend, they're double jointed, and I don't have a real big problem with that. Zorana, she's really dope. She bends and she articulates nicely. However, I did have to fix the problem because I was one of the people that ran into that arm issue where this arm on this side right here, my right, her left, it would pop off if you try to move the arm up. If you tried to move it out, it was just that the joint wasn't big enough to actually fit correctly and snap into that bicep part. And believe it or not, Articulated Ninja had already went over this problem, and he really did have a really good fix, which was basically let the arm snap off, take the joint and rub crazy glue just around the top of it, like right around the top area. Let it dry, let it solidify, and come back, and then it'll form like a bigger surrounding around that joint, and then you can snap it into place. And I've had no problems ever since. So I mean, big ups to Articulated Ninja. It's an old video of his, but he definitely got me straight on that. It was a big help because I was kind of pissed off. I was like, man, come on, yo, I got this Zorana, and man, the arm snapping off, which is which is a real big problem with some of the quality control issues when you start talking through the lines of, Hasbro with their Marvel Legends and their G.I. Joe. A lot of their figures have quality control issues. Now, that's not to say that VALAVERSE hasn't had their quality control issues too. Bobby Vela has already, he's acknowledged that, especially with people who bought the, I think it was like the all-black Commando figure with the Series 1, and that guy just basically fell apart in people's hands. Some broke at the waist, some broke at the legs. Pretty much that problem that I'm looking at with that retro card Lady J. So, it's not like these figure lines aren't without their own problems. Also, you can pretty much spot some of the differences, and you look at Scarlet. And then you look at Helix. So let's zoom in here. I don't know if you can tell right off the bat, but there's a difference because, see, Scarlet has this rounded arm joint. It just basically, it's like her elbow is just round, whereas Helix actually has, her arms are double jointed. So let's pick her up here and we'll show her off. So you see that? See, Helix is double jointed, and so you don't have that issue with her. Now let's see if we can get her to stand back up. Oh, is she gonna stand? Probably, maybe. Yeah. Now let's get Scarlet, and you can see what I mean. See, Scarlet just has that rounded joint in there, just like a lot of the old Marvel Legends figures. And I believe that's just what Hasbro had spread across their line. That's how they were. Now watch, Scarlet's gonna fall down too. Oh, fall back, my dear. Baroness has that too. Baroness has that rounded arm joint, whereas Lady J, her arms are double jointed, and that's a classified figure. So, and I believe Zarana and Viper are both double jointed. But when you look at VALAVERSE, all of their female figures are double jointed. So they have double jointed arms, and I mean, I took the vest off of them. And they come with the vest, but I had to take the vest, except for the female Commando Trooper in the green. I left hers on because she's just badass like that. She just like that. She'll give you that work. And so will Gemini. Look at that face. Look at that warrior's face on Gemini, man. Like, that girl will chew you up and spit you out. I mean, and that's just how it is with VALAVERSE, man. This line didn't come to play. Well, they came to play, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna you putting them up in a battlefield scenario, you take VALAVERSE and you take the design of their figures, and then you take the design of the G.I. Joe figures. I mean, granted, now Zarana looked like she came to fight, but Baroness has a plain face. I've never liked this. This one thing I don't like about Lady J is she has that soccer mom butter face, and it's just like, what was Hasbro thinking when they made this figure and they made the design? I mean, she looks almost like she could be like the face was meant for a Barbie doll. You know what I'm saying? So they have these plain faces, whereas the faces on the VALAVERSE figures, they came to fight. They came to fight. They came to get down to the nitty gritty. So, I mean, now I will say that all of these figures, all of them, they all are stiff, so you have to heat them up, which is a pet peeve of mine, because I don't think I should have to heat up figures, especially if they new. I understand that they can't be perfect, but this is another reason why I say figures like VALAVERSE and Hasbro G.I. Joe and Marvel Legends, they aren't premium figures, and therefore they don't deserve like a super high price. I mean, granted, they're scarcity, so when you find them on the secondary market, of course, a lot of people, if you find it hard to get a hold of, then people are going to mark up the price. But however, I couldn't see myself paying, a lot over $30 for or you know, sometimes I look at some of these GI Joe figures and like, especially like Lady J and Scarlet, I'm like, at some one point they were $24.99. I just find that just to be a little ludicrous. I've already said, and you can call me biased, but I'm just being honest that I didn't mind paying the extra price on the VALAVERSE figures because of the accessories. Once again, the accessories they come with. They give you so much in the pack. It's like, basically, if you got the same thing in GI Joe, you would be paying more or just about the same. And you, honestly, to me, you be getting less detailed figures. Since Helix is fairly new, let's go over her. She had, and 2 more bite the dust. And I mean, see, this is what I mean. She has that cover, that cover girl, let me not say cover girl because there's actually a GI Joe named Cover Girl, but she has that, maybe it's Maybelline face. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at it. It's not a battle face. This is not what I would call like a intense stare or ready for war type face. I mean, granted, now she looks good. Her design, the character, they really kicked it up. Hasbro really kicked it up. The GI Joe team kicked it up when they made her. So I mean, hats off to them. I think the body and the design, as far as like the uniform, is really good. It's good. So, and one thing that I see is that she has a little more ab crunch. And I know, you know what, if you want more, you can always trim right inside of here, and that'll give that ab crunch a little more room. So I don't like having to modify my stuff either. I know how to do it, but sometimes I just would like my figures to be able to have some nice articulation. So, but Helix was very nice. The accessory she comes with multiple swords. She comes with some arm guards as well, and so it was pretty good. Like, just not a big fan of the pins, but whatever. She still looks nice. It's just that face. Whereas, you know who I'm going for. You know who I'm going for. Eclipse, baby. Eclipse. The Warpath Eclipse. Look at that. I mean, look at that design. That war paint just ready to go. The tattoos, man. The uniform. The arms. And that's something else we can compare. Who has their arms out? Come here, Lady J. Come here. Yeah. Look at these arms. Look at that. Man, look. If you would have asked me who had the best, who I thought was going to be able to carry a buddy in battle, it wouldn't be Scrawny Arm Lady J. I can tell you that right now. Scrawny Arm Lady J does not look like she'd be picking up Flint and just walking off with him or running off with him. Whereas Warpath looked like she could actually pick up a dude. She could actually pick up somebody. She could roll out of, throw him over her shoulder, and, you know, try to hoof it out of danger. So I will give them that. And they did, you know, beef up on the thighs, because some of the early figures like Baroness have these little thin thighs. You know, the thin has like this thin model type body. And I mean, if these are battle figures, there's nothing wrong with giving them a little bulk. I know they're ladies, don't get me wrong. They don't have to be She-Hulks, but give them a little bulk. Yeah, I mean, you know, look at those arms. Compare these arms, definition, and don't give. Baroness's outfit is dope. It's really tight. I like the gloss on the black. I like the Cobra symbol. I like the thigh-high boot she has on. I think it's nice that the glasses, it complements how she really looked in the cartoon series. But they could have gave her a little. They could have gave her a little bulk, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because if she and matter of fact, if she goes up against Brawler Babe right here, Pandora, we all know who laying who out. Because if it came to muscle, unless you got some tricks up your sleeve. So I don't think Baroness would be able to light a candle to Pandora or Eclipse or Gemini or even the female commando for that matter. So I mean, I look at it like I'm a fan of different lines. They each have their own issues, but I mean, VALAVERSE is really stiff, and I'll show you. So nobody can say, well, you don't iron out the problems with VALAVERSE. It really takes a bit of force to move, and I don't like trying to move it forcefully and end up snapping off a piece of the figure. So you have to heat them up to get them to pose, which I don't like doing that, which is why I like figures like Mafex, Hot Toys, and Mezco, you don't have that. You don't have that problem. I mean, out of the box, those figures, and SH Fig Arts, you get those figures out of the box, they ready to go. They're ready to pose, they're ready to squat, they're ready to kneel, they're ready to jump, you know, flip. You can put them all sort of different kind of poses with no problem. So, I don't know what else to say, but I hope this answered the question for the commenter who wanted to see a decent comparison between the G.I. Joes, the ladies of G.I. Joe, and the ladies of VALAVERSE Action Force. As I said, I'm a fan of both, but if I have my choice of who I'm going to start doing toy photography with, it's definitely going to be VALAVERSE, because I see that their facial design and is basically ready to go. I think I could pull more out of the picture with the VALAVERSE figure, more so than just the G.I. Joe. And I don't mind taking pictures with G.I. Joe. I've done it before. I've posted it to Instagram, some of my stuff. I'm not by any means a veteran and can tell you the lighting and this and that and the third, but you know, I do a little bit. So, but man, it's getting a little long-winded, and I'm gonna end this off. And you guys tell me what you think in the comments, and let me know what else you would like to see. We got ninjas, we got robots, you know, we got soldiers. So just drop me a line, and you know what? This is nothing but a hobby, and it's fun to me. So let's just continue the hobby, man. And I'm glad to be back and making videos. I'm gonna start trying to make at least one video a week. Got my work schedule, plus I got my kids. So, and I'm a very dedicated father, so I will always prioritize family and kids above even my own hobbies. So if you get a video out of me every week, that must mean, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting it done, getting it, hitting it, and getting it and grinding. But other than that, if you don't, you know, just know that I'm a little bit busy. So with that, you guys have a good night and be easy.